Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let us learn one more interesting topic and one more interesting service. Let's say I want I want to manage my backups by using policies. I wish to manage my backups by using policies. Now the question is there any service in AWS where it can manage not only single not only single service backups? I want to manage any type of service backups. That is, I have EC2 instances, right? So for those, I need to maintain backups. For that, I'd like to manage backup by using policies. And I have databases, that is DynamoDB tables. I want to manage backup for those as well. Is it possible by using any service? By defining a policy? And I have, if you see about storage services, that is S3 buckets or volumes, EBS volumes, or EFS file systems. So like this we have. So I want to manage backups of all these by using policies. Is it possible by any service in AWS where I can able to manage my backups by using policies? The answer for this is yes. There is a service in AWS where you can able to manage your backups using what? Policies. Whatever the service may be, you can able to manage backups using policies. What is the service that provides you this facility? AWS Backup Service. AWS Backup Service. So if you want to manage, if you want to manage backups of any service in AWS, that is most of services in AWS by using policies, then you can choose this backup service. So in order to use this backup service, do I need to manage anything? Do I need to manage servers or anything? No, it's fully managed by AWS. It's fully managed AWS service. AWS backup is a fully managed AWS service. So in order to maintain the backups, I need to define policies, right? Yes. So what do we write in these policies, sir? In these policies, what do we write? Or else what do we define? In these policies, we define. What do we define? We define how backups are created, how backups are created. So by using which service you are creating backups, that you need to specify, right? In this way, how you need to create your backups, that you need to specify, and how much time you want to maintain your backups, that is nothing but retention period, right? Yes. So you need to even able to define retention period, how backups will be created, and how much retention period you want to save your backups, and even you can schedule these, even you can schedule these things. So these are the, even you can schedule these things. These are the things that you need to define under policy. In order to create backups, do I need to define these backups? Of course, we must need to define these backups. So what are the ways which I have to define these backups? You can define directly from AWS Management Console, that is graphical user interface you have available. And if you want to define this backup using programmatically, then you can define by using AWS CLI or else APIs. You can able to define this backup. Even we can able to create backups individually for every services, right? Yes. So why do we use this backup only? Why do we use this AWS backup service? Because it will reduce your time. If you do it manually, or if you do it by using some automation script or custom creation, then it will take you a lot of time. This AWS backup will reduce your time. In order to apply backup to any one of the resource, first this backup service need to identify the resource, right? In order to apply the backup, first it need to identify the resource. How this AWS backup will identify resources? So for this, you have a concept called tagging. What is that? Tagging. For every resource, you are able to provide tags. You first attach tags. You first attach these tags to your resources. You first attach these tags to your resources and you put these tags under your policy that you created, so that your policy will automatically generate all the backups. Your policy will automatically generate all the backups which are having the same tags. So what does a tag contain, sir? A tag contain key value pair. Key and value pair, we call it as a tag. So by using these tags, we can able to provide backup. We can able to provide backup. By using this backup service, this backup service identify any resource in your account by using these tags, and this can able to provide backup. This can able to create backup for what are the resource that you provided tagged, and you created policy for that. It will create tag, and then whenever it creates backup, it stores backups in vaults. Where Another question, where AWS backup service stores backups, where AWS backup service stores these backups under vaults. Under vaults, these AWS backup service will store backups. Under these vaults, this backup service will store backups. Okay. In order to provide security to your data, which is either in rest or in transit, this AWS backup provides you encryption. So how this AWS backup will secure your data either in rest or in transit? By using encryption. You can able to create this AWS backup from either CLI or console or API. So for that, first you need to create a plan. That is nothing but first you need to create a policy, right? Yes. You need to create a policy. That policy will define backup on any one of the compute resource. Now, the backup will be taken, and where the backup will be stored? It will be stored under vaults. So under these vaults, based on your policy defined, how much retention period you want to store your data, that much amount of days it will be stored. After that, you can even perform analysis on it. That is, you can able to monitor, configure, you can able to restore and audit and report as well your data. You can able to perform all these things. You can able to monitor, configure, restore and audit, and you can able to even report. Let's say you are using storage gateway. You are using storage gateway for your storage. To create hybrid storage, you are using storage gateway for your on-premises storage. Now, in order to maintain backup for this, you can integrate this with AWS Backup. You can integrate with this AWS. You can even take backup by using AWS Backup to maintain the backup. In order to maintain the backup, what you need to use? AWS Backup, so that you can able to provide a reliable disaster recovery for your storage. After you storing your backups under AWS Backup, you can able to reliably use those backups whenever disaster happened. on your storage on your on premises. You can even use this AWS backup on your on premises as well as AWS storage services as well. You can use this backup to create your storage. You can able to configure policy rules for this storage gateway as well. For backups, you can able to configure your policy for this storage gateway as well. So to create the policy and use this backup plan. So before going to demo, let's see the key terms which we use in it. First one is backup plan. What is this backup plan? Sir? This backup plan is nothing but you will write a plan that is how many days you want to store your data. That is, you need to write here retention period. You want to write here retention period and when do you want to store? That means you need to write schedule as well. You need to tell retention period and schedule as well in a backup plan. In a backup plan, what are things that you need to specify? Retention period and schedule plan. And the next one is back this backup rule. This is actually backup rule. This is not a backup plan. It's a backup rule where in this backup rule, you need to define what is the retention period and for which schedule of time you need to do this backup. And the next one is backup plan. Backup plan. So what is this backup plan, sir? So you can combinedly use one or more backup rules to combine with any one of the resource. Here under the backup plan, you assign resource. So you need to assign resource to one or more rules. You can associate resource. You can associate resource to one or more rules. So in the previous backup rule, you created rules and you can assign these one or more rules to resources here in this backup plan. So coming to resource, so in this you need to tell what is the resource. One more term, that is resource. So what is this resource, sir? Here under this resource, you need to specify what is the resource you want to plan this backup. Either it may be EC2 or RDS or else it's a RDS database, whatever it may be. So that you need to specify under the resource. So coming to next term, vault. What is this vault, sir? It will manage your storage. It's nothing but backup. So vault. What is this vault? It's nothing but a storage. It's nothing but a storage. It's nothing but a storage to maintain your backup. To maintain your backup, you need a storage, right? So that is nothing but vault. So what type of storage? It's a encrypted storage. To maintain your encrypted backup, what you maintaining? Encrypted backup you're maintaining in this vault. So let's see one more thing. That is vault lock. So in order to meet compliance requirement to your data, you need to secure your data which is under this vault, right? Yes. So for that, you can even use these vault locks. So what is this vault lock? In order to secure your data to reach compliance requirements, it gives you it gives you ability it gives you ability to meet compliance requirements for your data, to meet compliance requirements for your data. So it provides you ability to meet the compliance requirements to your data. And finally, one more thing. What is that? That is job. Why do we use this job? To create backup or else to restore the backup, to create the backup or to restore the backup, to create the backup or to restore the backup. We use this job. So these are the terms that you need to remember before going to lab. Now let's see how to create a backup plan. For this, first you need to open management console. On the top, you see in top right, there is a search bar. There you can type backup. There you can see AWS Backup. Now just click on it so that it opens you dashboard. Whenever you enter into the dashboard, you can see the dashboard like this. Under this, first, what do you need to create? You need to create a plan where in that plan, you need to provide the details like what is the retention period and for how many days you are scheduled to create your backup plan. After that, you assign rules, these rules, these plans to any one of the resource. So let's see first create a plan. So in the there you can see an option called create backup plan. First click on it. Here you can see we have three options to define a bucket plan. So coming to this, define a bucket plan by using JSON script. Then you can choose this. If you want to use already existing templates, then choose this start with template. That is, you can see here, this daily indicates daily you are taking your snapshot, that is nothing but backup, and your retention period is 35 days. Like that, it was specifying all the details based on the plan on their template names itself. If you want to choose anything, then choose it and then create that plan. No, if you want to build a new plan from console from scratch, then you choose this backup plan. So since we are learning, let's start with backup plan. Let's build a backup plan from scratch. You can see the first thing that we need to write here is bucket plan name. This bucket plan name indicates what is the name of your bucket plan. So in order to identify your bucket plan from multiple buckets, from multiple backup plans, in order to identify your backup plan, so you need to write a unique name so that it will be identifiable to you. So while discussing about backup plan, we discuss a plan contains multiple rules, right? Yeah. So what does the rule contains? Rule contains retention period, right? Yes. So this rule contains first thing is vault. So in which vault you want to store your backup? In which vault you want to store your backup? That is, I want to store my backup in default vault. So if you want to create new vault, then click here and create new vault. And how frequently you want to take your backup, that you need to provide here. So this is backup rule configuration. Here you need to provide backup rule name and you need to provide backup vault where you need to store your backups. That is in default vault or the created vault, already existing vault. So for the first time, we do not have any existing. I want to store it in default. So coming to backup frequency, how frequently you want to take backup? Daily? Then click on daily. So if you want continuous backups recovery, if you want continuous backups, if you want continuous backups, then click here. Within 1 second of freezes of time, the backups will be taken. Now coming to backup windows, you have two types. Use backup default windows or customized backup windows. You can choose this customized backup window when your sites are not able to access it by you. Then that means that you're having a lot of traffic. If you're taking backup from your current window, then it causes you some loss of users. It causes you some downtime. Then in that case, you need to use this customized backup window. Otherwise, you use whatever the window that is available that you can use for backup, that you can use as backup. So if you don't have such a downtime issues, then you can recommend it to use this backup window, default backup window. So this is about backup windows. Here you can see cloud storage. When do you use this cloud storage? In order to store your data with cheaper cost, and you can even have less access at that moment, you choose this cloud storage since it costs you very less. So you can transmit your data to the cloud storage as well. If you click on this never, then you can see an option called days or hours or like that. There you choose days. Then it asks you for total number of days that you enter 15 or whatever the data. How many days after you want to transmit your data to cold storage. That is after how many days where you haven't accessed that data. Let's say if I haven't accessed my data till 30 days, then after that move my storage to cold storage. In that case, you need to specify under days as 30 days here. Coming to retention period. So this retention period indicates how much amount of time. That means how much amount of time you want to maintain your data. That also you need to specify here. Either in days you can able to specify. So what about this copy to destination, sir? This copy to destination will allows you to choose a region. It acts like a backup. It acts like a backup for your whatever the storage that you are storing under walls. So it acts like a backup for you. So that's it. You have done everything for configuring your plan, backup plan. Now just go to down. In the right side of your down, you can see in down right side, you can see an option called create plan. There you just click on create plan so that your plan will be created. So whatever the configurations that you provided for your backup vault and whatever the retention period and how many days after you frequently take backup. So based on these, your plan will be created with your provided plan name. After creating my backup plan, you can see under backup rules, I have a backup plan which is created. So with the defined rules, my backup plan will be created like this. Now we just created a backup plan and we haven't assigned till now to any resource. So let's see how to assign it to any resource by using, you can see under resource assignments, there is nothing. Now just click on assign resource. So here you need to select your resources. How can we select a resource? By using tags. So while introducing about the topic, I told you there, we use tags to in order to identify a resource by using this backup. So for that, you first need to provide some key as well as some value. So whatever the resources they have, those keys and values, they all be selected and backup. So if you include all types of resources, then all types of resources will be checked, and what are the resources having these tags, that is these key value pairs, those will be assigned. Those will back up. So if you want to include only specific types of resources, then you click here. Based on the ID, you will include. If you want to include by using this tags, that is key value pairs, then you can include all the resources by using these tags. So like this, you want to select your resources and then just click on assign resource. So whenever you click on a bottom right assign resources by specifying these key value pairs, then all the resources which are having these key value pairs will assign to the rule that we have created previously. And we got the backup of all those and saved and configured based on the rule that we configured there. So I hope you understood. This is one way to schedule your backups. This is only one way to schedule your backups. You have another way as well. If you want to create a scheduled backup, then you can able to create in previous way. Now I want an immediate backup. Then in this scenario, you can see under the dashboard, AWS Backup dashboard, on-demand backup is there. Now click on on-demand backup. Whenever you click on on-demand backup, then you will be redirected to here. Here, the first thing, what is that resource type that you need to specify at first? Whatever the resource that you want to put, that you need to put resource type. So under the DynamoDB, what are the things that we have? Tables. So that's why under the table name, you need to choose tables. Let's say you choose EC2 instance. Under this, you have tables? No, you have instances. It has an option called choose an instance. Now you can see second option, that is backup window. As previously we mentioned, the same thing it was. You choose create backup now. Create backup now will take approximately 1 hour. If you want customized backup, then you can choose there by selecting that option. And you have seen cold storage transaction and retention period as well. That is, you enter the days and then you enter 120 days or 180 days, how many days you want, those many days you enter manually. And backup vault, that is what storage you want to use for storing these backup, that is backup vault. I like to place only backup default only because I don't need many more like this. So if you want, then you can create a new backup vault and choose that, and that's it. On the bottom left here also you can have a option like create on demand backup, that you just click on create so that your backup will be, this also on demand backup will be created. These are the different ways you can able to create your backup plans. So I hope you understood a theory as well as practical implementation with backup plan. So I hope this video is contentful to you. If you feel this video is understanding to you, then please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. See you back in the next video with another interesting topic. Until then, bye bye. Thanks for watching again.